Hi, welcome to Jeannie's World. Well, it's Christmas Eve, and I think for the second time that I can remember in my life that I am alone for Christmas. The first time I was alone for Christmas was when my little family broke up and my husband took a new wife. And they were all in California. Donna had rented me a beautiful little cabin in Conroe, Texas to spend my Christmas. It was so lovely, but it was so lonely. And I really didn't, I really had a hard time to enjoy the beauty. There were times I enjoyed the beauty, and then there were times of self pity. And at that time, I had a boyfriend who really didn't care. But it was a beautiful place. I think that's the day that I started hating Christmas because the children are gone. The husband took a younger wife, the same age as the daughter. It makes you feel a little small inside. You sit and you think about the past Christmases when you're trying to figure out what can I buy the kids that they will enjoy or they need. I think the hardest I had was buying for little boys. Little girls were easy. And the Christmas tree and filling the stockings. The I'm trying to think um, that our last Christmas together as a family was when we lived in Katy, Texas. The boys were asking me, can we have a pool table? For sure, the answer is no. We have a tiny little US home, and it's not big enough for a pool table. So, but it was on a cul-de-sac. So, anyway, I decided, well, both boys are playing basketball. That would be good, and I'll set the basketball tent on the cul-de-sac, and they can play because it's safe to play in the street when you're in a cul-de-sac. So I went to J.C. Penney's and I ordered a basketball net with a stand. And when it came in, oh, it was so heavy and it pinched me and it gave me a blood blister. That thing was so heavy. So I took it and I put it in the backyard. And I think this is like the 1st of November. And I put it in the backyard behind the shed. The boys won't see it. And so Christmas Eve came along, and the kids had quit asking for a pool table because I was very, you're not going to get one. And then I had Donna's husband, Arif, to come in and help me move that box into a house to unload it. And lo and behold, in that box was a pool table. Now, you tell me Santa doesn't exist. I did not buy a pool table. Anyway, I got so excited about the pool table. I went up and I woke up the kids that Christmas morning. I think it was like 2 in the morning. They got an early Christmas. And we played pool or is it billiards? I don't know. I really don't know the difference. And they were so happy because they got exactly what they wanted. And so, anyway, I went to J.C. Penney's and I said, I did not order a pool table. And they said, I had to send it back. I had no place for it. I did not order a pool table. And they said, well, that's nice because we do not sell pool tables. Santa exists. I guess he took my basketball net and transferred it into a pool table by magic. I think that was one of the most exciting Christmases of all. But even as a little girl, getting your stockings and opening your presents Christmas morning was so excited with your hula hoops and your bicycles and all of these things. And Christmas Eve is always nice for drinking hot chocolate and singing Christmas carols. Just so many fond memories. But that cabin kind of broke my heart, being alone for the first time on Christmas, when Christmas was so precious. And it was, I don't know exactly when it was, because I came to Florida in 2011. I left in 2012. Then I came back in 2019. So somewhere that time I was in Palm Coast. And I think it was after 2019. No. It was before, because Donna was living in Flagler Beach with George. And I had my expectations of Christmas. And Donna said to me, where did you learn your traditions? Nobody does that. I'd done them all my life. Christmas then truly had no value. She changed her tradition to match her husband. That's what most wives do anyway. No hot chocolate, no Christmas carols. Uh, it was Christmas afternoon, you come for dinner at 5 o'clock. Christmas is over Christmas morning. That's when all the joy and stuff is Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. After that, it just turns into another day. So that was another reason I started not liking Christmas. And it built in my heart for a long time. So I went one Christmas, one of my sisters was living with me. And I made me a reservation at the hotel. So I could just, if I were going to be alone, I was going to sit by the beach. And the travel agent only booked me not for Christmas. Oh, that reminds me. There was a lovely Christmas that I had, that I was alone. Donna sent me to a hotel in Sulphur, Oklahoma. I can't remember the name of the hotel. It was a hotel casino. It was a resort. I sent myself. she gave me a facial. Anyway, she was part of it. I would love right now to be in Sulphur in that hotel because they had Christmas carolers and they had hot chocolate and I forgot nut. Oh, I can't even remember. Anyway, they had Christmas trees everywhere, and there was hot cider. There was all kinds of drinks and cookies and everything. They were free for the taking. And the hot tub must have been as big as this room I'm in now, which for a living room is very small. For a hot tub, it's huge. And the swimming pool, um, there was a glass going down the middle. So if you, one side of the glass, you were swimming indoors. And if you swam under the glass, then you were swimming outside if you like swimming in the cold. So it was so beautiful. And the people were dressed up and Santa Claus was there. I mean, oh, I've never seen such a place like that in my life. And then I woke up Christmas morning and I was feeling so sad because it was Christmas Day. And I had to check out of the hotel. There was nothing left. And my granddaughter called and said, Grandma, why don't you spend Christmas Day with us? It was like a 7-hour drive. I says, here I go. And I took off for Austin, Texas to be with my beautiful granddaughter, Aaliyah, and my grandson, Aiden. That was a good Christmas. Because when my heart fell for the loneliness of someone to be with me, she came right in and she took it over. Now this Christmas, I'm alone again. And I can't find the Christmas spirit. I know it's Christmas. I'm stuck in a wheelchair. So I can only go where Miles takes me. I can only do what Miles is willing to do. I haven't been Christmas shopping at all. 2 times I was given Christmas cards and 2 times I've lost them. So I guess I won't be mailing Christmas cards because tomorrow is Christmas. Yesterday, I was texting with my niece, told her I didn't have the Christmas spirit. And so she says, I heard you sing on YouTube. She said, why don't you sing some Christmas carols? And I told her I haven't sung in so long. I don't even think I could carry a tune. So I've been practicing. And I got my phone with the lyrics on it. And if the lyrics are big enough, I can see it. And you say I got a cold. So that kind of messes it up. But yes, I'm alone. And yes, I don't have the Christmas spirit. But yes, I got a love in my heart for all my family and for all my friends, my Facebook friends, my YouTube friends. When I'm talking to you, I'm never alone because I feel your presence and y'all come back with your comments. I haven't got very many ugly comments. I have got some ugly comments. I just delete them. I'm not going to leave them because They deserve no place in my world. But I have some lovely, lovely followers on YouTube. When I first started YouTube, I thought, oh, everybody's making money with YouTube. And then I went, you know, maybe I can make some money. I've been doing it now over 2 years. I just got a little over 500 followers. But I never ask anybody to subscribe. And I never ask anybody to buy me a cup of coffee, you know, because I found such great value in just talking to you. And I feel like I'm talking to you personally. And it gives my heart joy. Oh, now I'm kind of rambling. I got so much in here, and it won't, and it's up here, and it's all jumbled up, and it won't come out here. But the main thing is, I love my followers more than you'll ever know, and because you're there for me, I am really never alone. It's, Milesville is going to come over, and we're going to cook a Christmas lunch for ourselves, or breakfast, whatever. We'll do that tomorrow. I might set up the camera while we're preparing the food. And he will eat dinner with me, or lunch, not dinner, lunch. And then he'll go to his family for Christmas. He said he wasn't going to go. And I says, no, you always go. You always go for Christmas. I think it was 2 or 3 Christmases ago. Oh, I don't remember. The time just goes by so fast. I had gotten mad at Donna at Christmas, when Christmas season was starting, because she was planning all her Christmas without me, and she's all that I have in Florida. So I left. I threw all my stuff in the car, and I was going to head off to Oklahoma, but I wanted to go through Texas and see my son. And when I got, it rained all the way from Mississippi to Texas. And it seemed like every bridge I crossed took 30 minutes to an hour to get across. Anyway, it's late. It's pouring down rain. And I come to the first rest stop in Texas. I pull in. Before I get into my parking space, my car dies. It is dead. It won't move. I'm not going to get out and push it because I'll get wet and then I'll probably get sick. So I just crawl in the back seat and go to sleep. And I said, please, God, don't let anybody help, hit me. And then the next morning I called AAA and the guy came over. And I always have my lights on automatic. When you turn on the keys, the lights come on. And then he said, well, you left your lights on all night. That's why your car won't start. I started to argue and I went, it's not worth it. Have it his way. My car was started and I never had that problem, my car dying again. But while I was waiting, I called my sister. And my sister said that my other sister was at her house. And I had no intentions of going to Killeen. It was too far in because I was just going to swing through Anadarko, Texas to go to Anadarko, Oklahoma. And when I got there, you know, uh, Linda's daughter and I had been arguing. Well, actually, she'd been arguing, and she wouldn't allow me to see Linda. So when I saw Linda, the she had had the leg amputated, and anyway, I bought Linda. I got Linda out of the wheelchair, and I got her. She had an artificial leg, and I got her a walker. I said, "You use it or you lose it," you know. But I did not realize how dangerous those walkers were. The ones with the seat, the handbrakes. Anyway, Linda and I went out, and I got her on the sidewalk, and then I was going to go park the car. And as I turned, she fell and she busted her head open. She stayed in the hospital for 4 days. I was so guilty because I gave her that walker. She fell on my watch. That I never left her side except to go down in the hospital and buy a Subway and come back and eat it. And on the 4th day, they came back and they apologized to her and told her that she only had 3 months to live. That I got to spend Christmas with her. And it was a nice Christmas. It was really nice. And there's a long story in that. I'm not going to go into that story, but that was a good Christmas too. So it took away some of the sadness of Christmas from me because I got to spend Christmas with my very best friend. And then I went back to Colleen a year or so later. I can't remember the days. And it wasn't ideal. But I got to spend Christmas with my sister, Tommy. And it had issues. So being alone for Christmas really is no big deal because there's no chaos. Anyway, I hope you and yours are never alone on Christmas. And if you are alone on Christmas, I hope you have great people out in the world that send you love. I wish you a Merry Christmas.